What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today's gonna be a different video, but it's gonna be a quick one as well too. We're gonna be working on my cousin's car, and before we start working on my cousin's car, I'm gonna be building a bracket for my portable bandsaw. And what I mean by bracket is like a stand slash I don't know how you call it. I was watching a few videos on YouTube where people were taking their portable bandsaw and making a bracket where you know, you don't really have to sit there and try to cut straight with two of your hands. Instead, on the bracket, you just let it gravity feed the blade into whatever it is you're cutting, so we can make cleaner cuts. And the reason why I'm making that bracket is because I want to make sure that all the cuts that we're doing today is going to be nice and straight, because we're going to be doing a lot of pie cuts to make my cousin's downpipe to clear his power steering and AC setup. And I'm tired of cutting crooked. If you guys have seen my DIY log manifold, you guys saw that one of my runners was kind of crooked because the bandsaw was cutting crooked. So hopefully with this bracketry, we're going to eliminate cutting crooked. And I also bought a new blade. In case anybody is wondering, the replacement blade for the Harbor Freight bandsaw, it fits and works perfect on the Makita bandsaw unit itself. So my original blade right here has a tear in it, and it will get caught in whatever it is that I'm cutting and pretty much jam the portable bandsaw itself. So I put a new one on it. I have a spare one just in case, and if I rip both of those, I'm just going to take this sucker right here back together. My metal supply shop is not open, so I had to go to Home Depot and clear them out of 1-inch square tubing, and I'm going to be using this to make my pretty much base plate and the arms that's going to be swinging that guy up and down to cut whatever it is that I'm cutting. And hopefully I can fit the vice grip in the jig itself too, so that can clamp down whatever it is that we're cutting nice and firm, so we can again cut really straight. I'm gonna have to come up with some type of mounting locations for this guy to swivel it back and forth for different degrees, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Right now I'm gonna measure, cut, and weld the bracket to the width of this guy right here, and then we'll kind of go from there. Alright guys, I'm just straight up winging this right here. I made a frame for the bandsaw, right? I took the handle off right here, and I'm going to be making like a swivel arm bracketry that's going to bolt up to this guy right here, which then is going to allow me to obviously move this up and down. But first, I'm trying to plan out to make sure I have enough material to do so, and I'm going to be using bolts on the end right here so I could obviously make the arm swing. I forgot to buy a spring from Home Depot to kind of retract this coming back up so it stays in the up position, but I mean, I can always put like a little lock for the swing arm to stay in place or whatever. And I don't need a spring to pull down because I'm gonna let gravity, this thing is kind of heavy, so I think the gravity of this being pulled down on whatever it is I'm cutting is gonna cut it nice and slow, because slow and steady wins the race, right? I'm gonna give you guys a little update here. The sun is going down. I'm just trying to knock this out so we could work on my cousin's car. But this is kind of what I came up with what I have, as simple as possible, this this jig. And there's going to be another leg right here, kind of like this guy. It's cut on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, just so we can put a nut on the back side. These are all just tacked into place because in case I need to change it, whatever, I can just cut off these tacks and change the jig. But typically, how you see it right here is kind of how I want it. And it was kind of hard to get this blade to be truly straight for when it goes up and down, but you know, with just that one right there, it's already pretty firm, right? But I am going to add that second leg so both will swivel. I just got to make sure that I'm doing it perfectly even on both sides, so there's no bindage when you know, I'm lifting it up and down. But typically that's how I want it to turn out. Hopefully I have enough material to bolt up that table vise in place to clamp down whatever it is that I'm cutting, and let gravity do its job. So I don't want to get too far into this. Give you guys another quick little update here. So we got the arm all tacked into place, right? And check it out. Motion's pretty solid. Got a little pipe under here. Motion's pretty solid, right? I'm gonna have to make like a bump stop over here, so that way this doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, because it doesn't need to. Right now I ran out of material, but with what I had, I just pretty much tacked some extras together to get the length that I need. Everything is tacked in place as of right now, so it doesn't move. The rain's coming down again, god dang it. But the vise, I put some holes in there. I don't have any riv nut tool. I do have riv nuts, but I don't have the tool to press them in because I broke mine. But typically, I'm probably going to weld a nut on the back of that and make it nice and flush. And then it's going to bolt this vise down right here. And then that's going to hold this sucker nice and firm into place. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about, you know, making this being able to turn so we can do different degrees or something, you know what I mean? Right now, we just need to do some straight cuts. Once this is all firm into place, you know, you put your pipe on and then you just let gravity do its job. The thing is, it's battery powered, so I'm going to have to hold it and control it anyways, like a regular bandsaw. Regardless of the fact, we have our fixture kind of almost done. So what I'm gonna do as of right now is I'm gonna put the nuts in there, bolt this into place, give you guys a quick little action, and then we'll wrap this up. Oh my god! Oh my god, what the hell? Yo guys, so my cousin just gave me a quick little tip on the riv nuts, and again, I have a whole bunch of these little riv nuts, and these are the same thread pitch for your typical Honda 10mm. Don't get too technical with the thread pitches here, guys. When I say Honda 10mm, we all know what we're talking about. So I told my cousin when I was working, we use an air gun to press these riv nuts in, and my cousin was like, well, in his department, they don't use the gun. They use an impact. And I'm like, hold on a second. Show me this shit. So I'm a believer. Look at it right there. So let me show you what he showed me, and give you guys a quick little example on how he did this. We're just going to use this ruler because it has a hole in it already, right? You take your typical 10mm bolt, put it in, put the riv nut on, right? I believe what this does is keep tension on this guy, and then how do you explain this? Allows the compression to happen when you're impacting it down, and it also keeps it from spinning inside of the hole, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just zap it down while kind of pulling on this a little bit to you know, give it some tension, and it's gonna compress. Now you don't want to go too deep, because once you strip the spline on here, once you strip that, it's going to keep on spinning, and you're going to have to cut it off and then, you know, redo it again. But check it out. That's freaking threaded. I don't know if the damn camera can pick it up on the inside, but it's freaking compressed. I don't know if the camera can pick it, but look at the difference. See how it's compressed? I'm gonna do one more, guys, and then we'll bolt up the vise right there and give you guys a little example run on this homemade fixture right here. I made a test run earlier, and this thing is it's pretty cool. So got everything bolted down on the vice grip, pretty firm in place. Now, depending on where I put this in the garage or where I use it at, I definitely have to weigh it down, because it moves a lot, because the weight is in the rear, not in the front. But I might go to Harbor Freight and grab the Bauer, or the brand that they carry, because it's corded and it's cheaper than buying like a Milwaukee or something. This one's battery powered. I have to hold it down like a regular bandsaw. That's really not a big issue, but the only thing is I only have 2 batteries, a lot of power tools, and having to switch them between all of my Makita tools, it's kind of pain in the booty hole. So I'm gonna show you guys a quick little demonstration here of my DIY jig for my bandsaw, and then we're gonna wrap this video up. Check it out. Check it out. Boy, that is, oh my god. There we go, guys. That is my custom DIY portable bandsaw jig. If I had one that was corded or one that can lock the trigger in place, we can let this do its thing by itself without me having to control it all the time.
It's a lock right there.
No, that's just a safety switch.
Oh.
But that's pretty much it, guys. DIY little portable bandsaw jig, so I don't have to keep holding it straight with both hands every time I cut. And now I can kind of show you guys the cuts that I make when I, you know, do fabrication. Right now I'm gonna feed my cat. He's waiting for me over there, and he just blew that shit in front. I'm gonna get everything fully welded up on the jig, and then I'm gonna paint it another day because we gotta get working on my cousin's car right here. So if you guys enjoyed this little DIY jig right here, definitely hit the like button. And if you guys want to stick around for this turbo setup, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the big cartel for the Built to Drive merch if you guys are interested in some keychains. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.